Now we all know that steel targets are the best targets, and I just finished putting a new section of steel targets out here on the range. Today we're gonna play around with those. I'm gonna show you how I did that. Put a few rounds through the BRG9 and the mighty 10mm Gerson. So let's go. What's up, crew? It's Chris from CloverTac. Welcome back to the channel. And a couple of weekends ago, was able to visit the Wanamaker Tulsa Arms Show, the world's largest gun show. While we was there, visited with our good friends at High Caliber Steel Targets and picked up a couple of their T-post target brackets, target frame brackets, whatever you want to call them, which are really cool. I did set those up here on the range. We've already got one section of steel targets, but wanted another. So I went ahead and set those up. And the setup is really easy for those of you out there that may be looking at adding some steel targets to your range. You're going to need obviously a couple of T-posts cut to whatever height you want. And then you're going to need something to drive those T-posts into the ground. You're going to need a couple of the brackets, obviously, and some type of crossbar. Now, keep in mind that any crossbar from about 1.25 inch OD is going to fit inside these brackets. But when you're looking at the readings at the hardware store, the measurements on pipe and conduit, it's not all created equal. Some of them measure the ID, some of them measure the OD. My recommendation is if you do pick up a set of these brackets, go ahead and carry one of those with you to the hardware store to make sure you get the right size pipe for that crossbar. Before we put rounds downrange, safety's always first. Got my eyes on, my ears in. Let's do this. All right, without further ado, got those targets set up downrange, of course. Going to be using the 10mm. This is the Gerson MC1911 S10 Hunter, 6-inch barrel. Pretty doggone cool handgun. See if we can hit any of that steel. Hopefully I don't damage my downrange camera while doing so. Here we go. I have to kind of get a bead on the sights on this probably. Not so much. That coat wasn't too bad. Got a little bit of splashback. But so far, hitting pretty doggone well. There we go. Not bad, not bad. Clipped just the edge of that little 6-inch on the side. So yeah, the 10mm Gerson here. Now, I will tell you this. Those targets, we're at 10 yards. You don't want to shoot steel really any closer than 10 yards. We're at about 10 yards. And the 10mm really putting a wallop on those targets. Obviously, as far as the target stand itself, you don't really got to worry about any damage to that. And T-posts are fairly inexpensive, and the pipe for the crossbar, if it does happen to get damaged. I will say this, the steel, the AR500 steel from High Caliber Steel Targets, that's what we use exclusively out here on the range. And I've got pieces of steel that literally have hundreds for sure, if not thousands of rounds on them. And once you paint over everything, they look just as good as new. So they hold up really, really well. Now let's move down to the 9mm, the BRG9 from BRG USA. Now I have not adjusted the sights on this thing yet. I do know that it shoots considerably low. I think I'm going to go for one of those bowling pins first. Of course I missed it. There we go. And it is shooting a little low, considerably low. I don't know if I can hit. Yeah, I got it. Because I don't know if I can hit anything, but obviously I got the coyote there and the razorback of the pig. So yeah, targets are doing good. The target stands are doing good. Not surprised, of course, because the stuff from High Caliber Steel Targets is some primo stuff. So there's a little bit with the BRG9 as well as the Gerson 10mm. If you're looking for more content on those two particular handguns, well, guess what? I got some of that right over here. Be sure to check that out. As for this one, we're done. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Make sure you go check out High Caliber Steel Targets. And until next time, don't forget to chain fire freedom.